We're going to do a couple of different things. Most likely I'm going to end up calling CQ, or maybe you're going to call CQ. And when we get someone, there's a basic information exchange that we need to make. And the first component of that is a signal report. And the signal report consists of a readability, which is how well can you understand the person, and then a signal strength.
What you call it?
This person right here,
motos that carries up and down, but it was pretty much in the ground there too. So, yeah, he's gone. I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now.
He probably peaks out at about a 7.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I used to hang on.
Could be a 5 and 9.
He used to hang on in the 39, 89.
Second component is our QTH, which is our location. So we would say our QTH is Cumming, Georgia. Or possibly if we're talking to someone from South Africa that doesn't know where Cumming, Georgia is, then we would say north of Atlanta. Okay, and then your name, and you're going to want to spell your name phonetically. And so what I need you to do,
Echo.
Write it down.
I'm pretty sure I can remember.
Good. I want you to write it down. Because you don't have an easy name unless, because it's Estienne, right? Which is not something that I hear every day in the U.S.
No, it's not at all. It's not like John or Joe.
Don't get me wrong, it's a great name and a cool name. It's just something that I would have to go, what did he say?
Yeah.
So somewhere you have...
I used to be able to spell my name out in Morse code. I can't do that anymore.
Actually, write your name down, just write Estienne, and I'll help you with the phonetics.
T. I know it's Alpha.
I talked to my last semester, she still keep in contact with the family
November.
Yeah, there used to be another guy. I forgot his call sign.
Indigo or India?
Okay, so Echo. So this is Sierra. C-I-R-R-A. Tango.
Tango, India. Man, it's spelled wrong.
Yeah.
India, Alpha, November.
Right.
My
And
parents
so,
used to spell stuff out like whatever restaurant we're going to that way, and I'd always translate it like this.
Right.
But I just can't.
No, that's fine.
Never could get to
yeah,
same step.
and what we've run into, I'm asking you to think in a little different way, and then I'm shoving a microphone in your face. So we end up having a lot of people that kind of freeze, and your mind lock. So we're going to kind of go through this, and we're going to do like a mock conversation. Okay. There's a little bit of formality that you need to be aware of. The call sign that we're using is my call sign.
Okay.
N5KU, so that is November 5 Kilo Uniform. Okay. Let me grab a call sign. The station that we just spoke to a minute ago was KN3X, so I'm going to prepare, I'm going to act like I'm KN3 X-ray, Kilo November 3 X-ray, okay? And this is the way that the call would go. So when you're giving a call sign, you always say the other person's call sign first from your call sign. So it would be, if we were speaking to him, it would be, so KN3X, or Kilo November 3 X-ray from November 5 Kilo Uniform. Okay. So the exchange, the basic exchange would go like this. If KN3X had just contacted us, and I'm going back to him as N5KU, I would say, Kilo November 3 X-ray from November 5 Kilo Uniform. Very fine. You're a 5 by 9. And my QTH here is in Cumming, Georgia. We're 35 miles north of Atlanta. And my name here is Estienne, and that is Echo, Sierra, Tango, India, Alpha, Alpha, November. And if you enunciate clearly and in a measured tone like that, don't like run all, because if you say Echo, Sierra, Tango, India, Alpha, Alpha, November, yeah, so you kind of got to do that. So, and then at the end of that, so after you said, my name is Estienne and spelled it out, then you'd say, so back to you, KN3 X-ray from November 5 Kilo Uniform. And then you would unkey, and he would come back to you. Okay. So
that's kind of confusing.
Right. So we're gonna role play this. Okay. Now you're gonna do the part that I just said. Okay. And I'm gonna be KN3X. So
it'd be Kilo November 3 X-ray from November 5 Kilo Uniform. You're a 5 and 7. Our QTH is 35 miles north of Atlanta. And my name is Estienne, Echo, Sierra, Tango, India, Alpha, Alpha, November.
Perfect. So back to you.
Back to you. and then you let go, right?
And no, back to you.
No, back to you. Kilo November 3 X-ray
From.
November 5 Kilo uniform.
Okay. So let's do it again.
So it's that one,
From.
this list, my name, back to there, and then back.
Essentially, yeah. So basically, until the basic exchange. So each time you talk to someone, this, unless it's I'll speak to some exceptions, but this basic information is always the initial exchange. Okay. And at the front end and at the back end of that, so that you're confirming that you have the call signs right, you would always say their call sign from your call sign at the beginning, and then before you turned it over to him, you'd say their call sign from our call sign back to you, or Okay. Certain exceptions to that are DX stations. Like if you were merely working at your ham station in South Africa, and you wanted to fill a logbook, and you wanted to talk to as many people around the world as you could, and you knew that they wanted to talk to you because you're a reasonably rare country, you would just go on, and you would be taking down call signs, and you would just exchange a signal report. So it would be like your call sign in South Africa, I think it's
ZR or
ZR. Yeah, I think there was some ZS's too.
I'm pretty sure it's like one of the first ones. The last ones. Second to last I remember.
Where is ZR? Okay, South Africa.
There it is. ZR through Z.
Yes. Yeah, I've spoken to some Z Sierra, so it'll be like Zulu Sierra 5 Radio Alpha. And you would just be exchanging a call sign. So it'd be like you'd say like November 5 Kilo uniform, you're 5 and 9. And I would go back and say you're 5 and 9 USL. So that would be a very rapid, and there'd be a lot of people calling. So, and we might come across that, but for right now, I want to dial around a little bit and let you listen to some of these conversations.
Okay.
If we have the opportunity, we'll jump in on one.
Okay.
If we have the opportunity to talk to some DX, we'll do that very basic exchange.
What is the rarest country? If you know.
Any country that doesn't have ham radio operators in it. So I don't know right now what that is, but if you look at that list, there's some very small ones. And some countries, basically what will happen is, like, for example, there's a couple of islands in the Antarctic Sea, and they're only countries if someone goes there and sets up a radio, okay? So they have what's called DXpeditions, ham radio operators charter boats. They go down, set up radios, and they try and see how many people that they can talk to. Well, those are very rare countries. You have very big pileups for them. They'll have things out on the net saying we're going to be operating on this frequency at this time, and people will try and pile in and talk to them.
So that they can get the signs.
Get the card.
Get the card.
And get that country confirmed. It's kind of a fun thing. It's a little bit of a challenge that we have. So anyway, but we've heard so far, and we've spoken to a ham in Hungary. We've spoken to a ham in Colombia, and we spoke to Canada. So
Canada.
Yes.
Canada.
We spoke to Toronto, which, I mean, hey, it's Canada, it's not a big deal. But we did it. So let's just listen so you guys. A lot of these guys are just hanging out and talking today, but there's been some DX on. Most of the DX is going to be down here. Okay.
It's a lot of buttons.
Yes, it is.
So I'll turn it back to you, Jack, see how the copy is. W2, November Tango Juliet, November 8, India Juliet Golf.
So that's November 8, India Juliet Golf, which is how I said the other guys call first. This is a phenomenon of shortwave. You can hear him just fine.
But you can't hear the other guy.
You can't hear the other guy.
Because
it's just a couple states over.
I think I drew this
Yes,
out.
you drew the picture.
I drew the picture. Yes.
Yeah, we're dealing with that all day long. So.
Where'd it go? There it is.
Yeah.
Haha.
So the one guy is here, the other guy that he's talking to is here for us.
And we can hear him from over here because it goes like that.
Earlier when I was listening to that station in Hungary, he was working very fast. I could hear him just like that guy. I couldn't hear anybody that was going back to him at all. And they were all calling from the US. So
I'd like a group of projects going there in California, if that's what it was, real estate. So very good.
Chewing the rat.
Yes.
I find this is like your mother there being a runner. Wow, that's...
he is chewing the rat.
Anyway, my friend Ben, I think I'm about to go QRT. There's nothing else out there further. Thanks a lot there, my QSLB AOK Rider Bureau. Running here just about 500 watts peak from a Kenworth TL922A and a TH11DX.
This is DX.
I would trade you any time for that mini beam for this beam, my friend. Over.
He's the DX.
Operators to come out. Gentex flying all of the Eagles at the Pigeon Ford site.
I think what we're going to do, we're kind of getting the gist of this, so we're going to flow this.
We have 40 and even got up.
I think what we're going to do is go up here real quick. Got to get you out of here at some point. We were calling CQ up here. Now, a general call.
This thing in. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how the heck I want to do this. I need another 12-volt plug.
Somebody needs
Like when I had my epidural about a month ago, the anesthesiologist killed us.
Alright, so we're going to make a general call as soon as I can find a clear frequency. There's somebody tuning out. And a general call is called CQ. Okay, so I'm going to call CQ, 20 meter phone, CQ, 20 meter phone from November 5 Kilo Uniform, November 5 Kilo Uniform. I'll say my call twice.
Okay.
And then I'll basically let someone else come back to me. If they come back, then I'll go back to them and I'll give them these three things: their signal report, my location, and my name.
So how do you figure out the signal report?
Just from how strong their signal is.
So if you can hear them clearly, it's a 5.
If you can hear them clearly, and depending on how they move the needle. Now, normally we're a little generous with this.
Okay.
If they're not moving the needle that much, but they're a good strong signal, we'll give them 5 by 9. Right now, we're hearing a lot of signals that are lower in S meter strength, so you might give them a 5.7 or 5.5. If they're below a 5, we're probably not going to try and talk to them today. Okay.
So we can hear them.
Yes. So right now I'm going to see if the frequency is in use here. Because there might be somebody talking to somebody we can't hear and they're long-winded. Is the frequency in use, QRZ? That's just a little bit. Is the frequency in use, QRZ? Is the frequency in use, QRZ? This is November 5 Kilo Uniform. If we get someone, and I go through this basic exchange with them, then I'm going to tell them that we're doing radio merit badge, and I'm going to have you tell them your name, your age, your troop, things like that. Hello CQ, 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 CQ 20 meter phone, CQ 20 meter phone. Hello CQ, 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 CQ 20 meter phone, CQ 20 meter phone. This is November 5 Kilo Uniform, November 5 Kilo Uniform, calling CQ and standing by. Did you hear how that kind of went? Can you do that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Try one more time. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ 20 meter phone. CQ 20 meter phone. This is November 5 Kilo Uniform. November 5 Kilo Uniform, working on a Scout Radio Merit Badge project. Calling CQ and standing by.